Thank you for stopping by Ballistic BBQ. On today's video, I'm going to be doing this to these. Let's get going. So on today's video, I'm going to be doing a reverse sear on these magnificent tomahawk steaks with a homemade coffee rub. But before we start the video, quick shout out and a thank you to Xmark Manufacturing for sponsoring this video. And they have created a spot on their website. It's all about outdoor living, everything from outdoor cooking to home improvements in your backyard. So link will be down below, check it out. Let's get going on this rub. So I know a lot of people feel that if you put anything other than salt on a steak, that it's a sin, but I'm here to tell you that these are big, giant, robust pieces of meat and they can handle a little bit extra flavor, and coffee and beef go hand in hand. I mean, it's just an amazing combination. So we're going to kick it off with 1/2 cup of kosher salt, 1/4 cup of ground coffee. And what I did was I took ground coffee, put it in a coffee grinder and ground it even finer. Just it makes it a little bit better that way. 1/4 cup of granulated garlic, 2 tablespoons ground black pepper, 1 tablespoon brown sugar. And I know, again, a lot of people are going to say sugar on beef, but with this, the flavors going on here, especially the coffee, if you don't have a little bit of sweet, it's going to become very bitter. So this will just balance everything off. 1 tablespoon paprika and 1 teaspoon cayenne, again for a little heat. Get this shaken up. And there we go. Season these beasts. First of all, take a look at these things. They're just gorgeous. Plenty of marbling. Each one, these are just under 3 pounds each. Just beautiful, beautiful pieces of meat. And I'm going to season these pretty liberally. Okay, we're going to be cooking these on the kettle today. I'm bringing it up to temp right now. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is allow these steaks to rest and let them sweat through this rub and kind of bring some of those flavors into the meat. So I'll meet you guys at the kettle. So for this cook today, we're doing a reverse sear and I'm using the kettle. So of course with the reverse sear, we're using indirect heat, and I have the lump charcoal banked against the inside of the kettle here. And not all of the charcoal is burning, and that's by design. I want it to be a kind of a slow burn. And we're going to run this kettle at about 250 degrees Fahrenheit. So we'll get the ribeyes on. I have foil on the bones just to protect the bones during the slow cook portion of this cook. Get the lid on, damper over the meat. And as you can see, the lid damper is barely open well. I mean, it's just cracked. I'll be running the kettle at about 250 degrees Fahrenheit. I will be inserting a meat thermometer into the steaks, and I'm looking for an internal temperature of 120 degrees Fahrenheit before I pull them off the kettle. Once they hit 120, take them in the house, let them rest, and I'm going to allow that carryover to bring the internal temperature up to probably about 129, 130. Once we hit that mark, we'll direct sear them, and by that time, we're going to have this thing fired up. We'll see you guys in a bit. So the steaks just hit at 85 degrees. I want these to cook nice and evenly, so I'm going to flip them. I always flip them at 85 degrees. And at this point, we can go ahead and take the foil off. Lid back on. See you guys at 120 degrees. We just hit 120 degrees Fahrenheit. It's time to pull these steaks. So I'm going to take these in the house, loosely tint them with foil, and I'm going to get this bad boy cranked up to some heavy-duty BTUs for this final sear. Kettle is raging, and it's time to sear these bad boys off. Basically, it's just going to be for about a minute per side. And we are done. I'm going to allow these to rest a little bit and we'll slice them up. Steaks are all rested. Just check that out. I took these inside the house to let them rest a little bit, and the whole house smells like a chop house now. I mean, it just smells really good. Go ahead and slice these. I like to slice the Tommies off the bone here, and then just cut them basically for nice, kind of easily managed slices. Wow, it is tender. And just check that out. Juicy, medium rare. Looking good. Then what we're going to do is just kind of reassemble these pieces of meat here. And you lay the bone up against it. Kind of fan it out a little bit. And there we have it. This beautiful, juicy as all get out. Let's give this a try. You can actually smell, you know, that coffee smell going on here. Wow. Mmm. I'm gonna step off camera really fast. My assistant here, brother-in-law John.
Give me some of that. Oh yeah.
Good stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna call this a huge success, a huge success. Anyway, guys, thanks for stopping by. Remember, check out that X mark link. Keep the suggestions rolling in. Sub if you haven't. Crush that bell, whatever they call it. See you on the next video. Cheers.